not recording yet, but we are live. Let me.
How you do me like that, Dick?
It's all good.
You didn't even give me a chance to get ready.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah, we are live.
Nate.
We're not recording.
Yo,
Nate.
yo, how's it going?
Nate. I love you. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks, bro. I love you too. It's good to see you.
Oh.
It's weird.
Good to
It's
see you
weird to
too,
see you
man.
because you're a little dark. You gotta put lighting in front of your face, not
Well,
behind
that-
your head, and then
Hold
I
on,
love
give me
that
one
shit.
second then.
sure. I love that shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the titties.
Thanks, buddy. You want to see some titties?
Please,
can show you titties.
please, it's okay. To see this liveness that we're living here on the live show.
It is live.
Is that a little better? I got kind of a shit setup here, but
Well, I can't see your actual post, but I can see where you shared it 48 million times.
Yep.
That's cool. Linder are watching with you. Oh, Dick Blaine-Tyner and Linder are watching with you. I just read the bottom line. Linder are watching with you. I was like,
I am
Awesome.
watching them, dude.
Awesome. Alrighty. Jack, you left.
No, my phone was ringing. I'm muting it.
It's funny because his headphones have the mic in them, so he can just leave and go piss or shit and whatever live on the air, and he can still talk to us. Unlike me, he won't be abandoned like me. He'll know it's happening.
oh, he'll be aware of the abandoning.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
That was the smoothest shit we ever pulled off. I'm just
Yes.
saying.
Yes, it was. I went back and watched it, and it's hilarious. I only wish you would have kept, like, there would have been a way to keep recording, because me coming back, that reaction, and then AP's reaction to me. So-
Brando would have had to have found a way to stay on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
do we lose Dick? Do we lose Nate?
Yeah, Nate had an aneurysm.
Oh,
He's just stuck.
Buddy.
Hey, Come on, snap out of it.
He's got stage fright. It's like, how many people are watching right now? Oh,
We got a whole 4 people.
7?
And most of us are in most of the people watching right now are us.
damn straight.
Oh shit. Come on, Nate. Get back here. We got a podcast to record.
Yeah, Nate got. Damn it.
He'll hear it again in like 30 seconds if he's still watching the live show, like on Facebook.
Is that really how long the delay is?
It's something like that. I don't know exact
I don't
frames. Hi, Nate. Welcome back. Hey, I got a Pepsi too.
But
All I
I think we're
wanted
just
was a
watching all the
I-
footage in his absence.
You didn't
It's
air
catching up.
cheers me.
I also have
Bitch.
this.
I don't have a beverage.
I got myself a Irish Stout from Taze River.
Yeah.
The Pepsi's just on standby.
Yeah.
What?
I said you're an Irish stout.
Oh, thank you. All right. Do you guys have things you want to talk about today?
No.
Everything in the fucking world.
Nah.
I'm just waiting for it to get rolling.
Nah.
I'll just make shit
I'll
up
chime
like I
in.
normally do.
Word.
All right. Shut up, email. So what sucks about
Does
recording?
anybody have a controversial opinion they would like to lead with? I love hearing those. Sometimes I change my mind when people give me one. So
All right. I'm gonna start recording,
Not that I know of.
and I'm gonna introduce you
Oh.
guys,
Pretty controversial.
and then I'm gonna say something. If we don't end up riffing off of just introductions. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and I'm hitting record now. What is up, everybody? This is Podcastrophe episode 133. I'm one of your hosts, Dick, and with me, I have, right above me if you're watching, I have Dave Linder. Hey, Dave.
What up?
How you doing, Dave?
Pal?
Oh, I'm great.
I'm alright.
Oh,
Good. Oh.
man, we suck at talking over the internet. We also got
We do.
we also have the Pod Daddy.
Hi, Dick. How's it going?
Hey, Nate. I'm glad
Hi, Linder. How's it going?
It's going great.
I'm glad you could get onto this episode. You weren't on the last one, which I'm so glad we discovered this whole Discord thing and it works so well. Among the other platforms we could be using, like House Party or Zoom or any of those things, but I've found Discord since I already have it. Oh, there goes Nate.
And we lost Nate.
And we lost Nate again. But no, I'm just really glad. I tried not to stray away from Discord, so nobody has to just make another account for something. So yeah, so how you doing, Nate?
I just hung up the call accidentally because I pushed the wrong button. So
Good
I'm
job.
here.
Good job.
But I'm not the only one here, Dick. People on
No,
your
we
show.
have an actual guest. I don't consider you guys guests. You're just part of the thing.
I'm just chopped liver.
Yeah, no, you're host. We're all co-hosts here. But we got Mr. Jack Rose. What up? Long time no
Hey.
see.
Oh, happy to be here, man. It's been way too long.
I know. I wish you were all here on this couch. This lovely casting couch that I have. But
Same.
Yeah, me too.
man, that was
Well,
rough.
yeah.
That was rough that day we had. So we had Dave, Shane, and Keegan all on this couch, and
Oh God.
Shane and Dave are big boys. They're big boys.
We
So
did big
warm.
boys.
That was a tight fit on that couch.
The couch has seen some ass action.
Yes. So I got
How
a
does that make you feel, Dick, that you are the collector of all ass sweat on your couch there?
I
well.
sweat a
I
lot.
donated a lot if it's the same one.
It's mostly it's a shitting couch, if you catch my drift, because it's brown.
Do you shit on the couch?
Sat there.
No,
What are you
that was like a
talking
really
about?
lame attempt at a Negan quote or Negan reference.
That's a shitting couch.
I hope
That's
you guys
the
wore your
best.
shitting pants, because you're gonna be shitting your
I bet
pants.
I bet Jeff Bezos has shitting couches. Just the couch,
Probably.
one-time use.
Probably.
Just sits right in between the cushions and throws it away.
Wow. Yeah.
I would. He probably orders them on Amazon.
Free shipping.
Free shipping. Amazon Prime.
I'm sure he's a Prime member. That's my guess.
So I got a letter in the mail today, and it was from the U.S. Treasury, and it was like the confirmation that I got my stimulus check, and it was signed by
I got one too.
Donald Trump, and man, he has a dumb-looking signature. It's just super.
Yeah, because
What do
all
you
he
feel
knows how to
about
do
it?
is write straight fucking lines. He only knows a line. Like that's the only shape he can draw is a line.
Let me see if
have
I
a
can
question
show the
about
camera.
signatures.
Yeah, that's his signature.
Oh, that's not a signature. That's like a heart monitor reading. That's his latest
My-
stress test.
My
That's
my
after he has about 3 Big Macs.
That's like he bought
hamburgers. hamburgers.
Hamburgers and Sudafed are responsible for that signature.
So much Sudafed. An obscene amount of Sudafed.
I have been tempted to try Sudafed for the first time in my life. So I'm like, well, it's good enough for the president.
I've
Yeah.
used Sudafed.
How
I
fun
mean,
is
it's
this stuff?
nothing, and unless you're using it in like extreme quantities, it's not really shit.
I have a
How
story.
much can you buy?
Hit us with the story. Yeah, you can't buy much, like legit Sudafed over the or prescription Sudafed,
I
but
bet you could one time and just be like, this is legit. I'm not cooking meth.
they
But
put
if
you
do
on a
twice-
list.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
story.
Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
All right, so a couple of years ago, actually this was 2007 going into 2008. It's
Yeah, that
New
was a couple
Year's
years ago.
Eve. I'm hanging out with. It was a couple of years ago, yeah. So I'm hanging out with my buddies. It's the first year I was with Sarah. Like it's like a long time ago. Anyways, my dude was really sick, so we offered him Sudafed because we're being cool. Like, hey, you need to feel better. Like, here's the deal. So hand him Sudafed. He doesn't remember that he's taking Sudafed, and a couple hours later, he is drinking vodka from the bottle. For about 2 hours, this goes on. And then he just is KO'd on the couch, like no response, no nothing. Like he's barely breathing, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna fucking die on us. Here we go.
Question. Interjection question.
Sure.
Did he
Sure.
throw up an entire biscuit?
No, it's not the biscuit story.
No, I was just asking if he
Okay,
did. I know it's
that
not.
shit. Yeah.
I know the biscuit story. I was just saying if he did it too.
No, what he did was kind of funnier though, honestly, because
I'm
so
all
we
fucking
weren't
ears then.
Okay, so we had to leave the next morning to go back and work at our jobs at GameStop. So I stayed up all night to ensure everybody else would get up. Happenstance, there's a fucking blizzard. So we're also gonna have to drive in a blizzard. So I'm like, we're probably gonna need to leave at like 6 in the morning. So I'm trying to wake my buddy up, and he is not waking up, dude. He's just like out, cold, fucking out. So I like slap him around a little bit. He finally shoots up, and he starts like touching the wall. I'm like, dude, what's your problem with the wall, man? Like, why you keep touching it? And
You gotta
he
rub the
runs
furry
in
walls.
bedroom that has a bathroom, and he goes into the bathroom, and then we just hear him go, but I'm standing right outside the bathroom, and I'm not hearing any piss hit anything. It's not hitting a toilet. It's not hitting anything. So I pop the door open to see him full-blown pissing in her hamper.
Ooh.
I lost you guys. Great.
You're yeah,
I can hear you.
yeah.
Oh, there you go again.
You said I lost you guys. I'm like,
Every fucking time.
Ugh! You did finish the
was
story,
alright.
just for the record.
It did. I did finish it. I
Yeah.
just lost you guys.
Yeah.
The call.
Oh no, yeah,
completely cut
we
for
got the
me.
whole thing, and we laughed, or I laughed.
Okay. Yeah, he was straight up just. He was just pissing in the hamper, bro. So then that wakes everybody up. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's pissed in the hamper." He fell back asleep and slept till like 6 o'clock the next night. He had gotten so messed up with the mixture of vodka and Sudafed, it put him in like a 18-hour coma. It was the craziest shit.
Damn.
Ooh.
I think I remember
Wow.
that blizzard too. It was 07, 08, right?
Yeah, it was bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I made quite a bit of YouTube content then. I remember. Of course, a lot of it was just me yelling at my camera that I was pissed off and throwing. Oh my god, I have like this hilariously cringy government rant, a rant about the government. It's like 8 minutes long, and I was a junior in high school, didn't know shit about shit.
I need to see this.
Oh,
You need
I'll
to
find
send
it.
to me.
I'll find it and I'll send it to you guys because it's bad.
I would love to hear what Blaine.
I want to
has
hear what I had to say
opinions
too.
on politics.
I want to hear what I had to say too because I remember I was talking shit about Hillary Clinton. That's all I remember. That's all and I have like "Revolution" is my name playing in the background.
I'm surprised she didn't commit
What?
suicide on you.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't get suicided, but I wasn't really on the radar. What, Dave?
Like dick on my dick.
I gotta.
Of all the Americans, that was the one. That's what I needed.
She needed dick, huh?
She needs dick.
Hillary's story.
Hillary needs dick. She needs it. That is the answer.
No
to
problem.
all of
Oh
this.
wow.
Bill gave up on her, and
Oh,
story. She needs dick.
Dude, you know Bill has not touched her since like before NAFTA.
Since before they got married, bro. Let's be real. They had Hillary, or they had
Remember when she was
Chelsea, and they were like,
young? Yeah, like now, now people will believe that Bill likes adults. Cool. I'm sorry. I didn't ride on that.
Holy
plane
shit, Jack!
26
You have like
times.
a
I'm
little
just
red
saying.
dot on you right now.
What's that dot on your forehead, bro?
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm actually just got married in India, so
Oh, that.
yes, thank you. Don't worry, guys.
Ah, so you're the sub.
Yes, super
Ah.
sub,
Super sub. Super
super
sub.
sub. Yep, don't even gotta ask.
Oh
Already sub.
man. This is off to a great start.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I have like a ton of old ass videos from high school. I kind of stopped doing videos after high school, but I mean, man,
That's not what Pornhub says.
I only have one video on Pornhub.
Oh no, I was joking. Come on, man. That was supposed to just be a joke. You're not supposed to ounce yourself on that. Oh.
You had my interest. Now you have my attention, Dick. Continue.
I mean, I'm not really the star of the show, but
Really?
Oh,
You're being
he's
serious.
like, I'll link you later.
I
No.
don't want to see it, but I want to know what it was. You know, I won't watch it for myself.
it's,
I'm like,
it's
what's
just
it
some
doing?
good old POV action. I mean, I guess I'm
Right
kind of
on,
a star
brother.
in it, but
Cool. Yeah, I've it's always weird when you see somebody you know on Pornhub. I got a total of like 3 people from Lafayette.
Really?
Well, I'm sorry, wherever I grew up, and yeah, and it's
Lafayette,
never been
Louisiana, right?
Right.
Yeah.
right. I've never had a intimate or otherwise attractive feeling just seeing somebody I know on there for some reason. Even
Probably 'cause they were
somebody that was
dudes.
No. 2 of them were girls. I
two
knew
of them
growing
were
up,
girls.
and it's just you see it and you're like, how did you end up on the internet? I don't know.
It's elementary, my dear Watson.
Yeah. It's more of like a something you'd see like the way I looked at it is the way I look at a museum exhibit. Like, how did you end up here?
Now you're talking. You're looking at
Yeah.
it for science. It's for science,
How did
damn
this
it. It's
happen?
just for science. I'm
Oh wow!
not even mildly.
I actually have someone viewing on Twitch. That's crazy.
Pornhub.
That's different.
I was getting ready to say it, Dave, and you beat me to it, man. God. It's too
That's
good.
different. I usually don't have
So
Twitch
I have a
people.
question. Just seeing the old content you put online, like how does
It's
you
so bad.
is it rough? It's rough.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
okay.
so
I
bad.
just see the stuff I said on Facebook, you know, and I'm just like, ooh.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a version of me that said some shit on
Humor,
Facebook. I'm like,
Oh.
deleted.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't
like,
delete it
put
just
on
'cause
this
I-
Facebook so I can hide it forever.
I don't delete it. I just go through my memories every year and see it, and it's just a reminder of how far I've come.
Who hurt
It,
you?
it,
Ridiculous
it
way,
humbles me.
Because I can't help but reply sometimes. I have to. I comment on my old show all the time.
Oh, yeah, same. Same. Yeah,
Feels
it
like
humbles
somebody
me.
else.
It humbles me. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I feel so good about myself right now.
Damn straight.
Like I dropped a lot of f-bombs and a lot of like gamer n-bombs. Yeah, I was bad. I was bad. Like
I'm sure
we're all
there's some
gamer. We've all
words
gamed.
floating around.
We've said some shit on the internet, and it's shit we can't take
I have,
back.
I'm gonna make a prediction right now that one day we will reach an age where a politician's like, yeah, but I said that 12 years ago. Okay, I said it 12 years ago. I will get to the point where people can just be like, look, it's the days where shit's with you forever. You can't hold that against me forever.
Oh, yeah.
God damn. Get over it. I said the N word when I was 20. I said it a lot. So,
Oh, man,
I'm
I said-
sorry.
I
It
said,
was
oh
fun
man,
then. Now it's not cool. Now it's like, now I feel bad. I can't even say it in private without being like, man, I'm better than this. Come on. Yeah, at least I feel bad. That's a new development in white people. We used to say it all the time in private, and people were just, we were just like, okay, it's cool as long as we don't say it to our black friends because we show respect. Now it's like, even in private, I'm like, God damn it, Jack, you can't sing along to that.
See, I just got real creative. Any rap song I have that drops an N-bomb, instead of dropping the N-bomb alongside, I sing ninja. Because it's got the same kind of syllable, you right?
Yeah.
You know? So, like, what are my ninjas? It works. It works. It's a way to not be disrespectful, because I do feel you, man, especially old world existed karaokeing and shit, man. I love Eminem and stuff like that. And sometimes he drops those bombs and you're just like, oh, like, I don't
Yeah.
want to say that, but here we go. You
Do
know?
you guys
So you have to
Yeah,
find a way to
I mean,
creatively get around it.
I forgot about that lyric before I picked this song.
have you guys
You're like
ever
10 seconds aside.
have you ever
The little
watched the
button
movie
crossed
Rush
it.
Hour on TV?
Hell yeah. No.
on
No,
on
it's
tel
the
on
movie
network
on TV.
television. Oh man, the bar scene where they get in the bar fight. So what's his name? Chris Tucker. He walks up, says "What up, my inward," and then
I was gonna say it. I was like, ooh, really?
Jackie Chan goes in there and he's like,
Please don't.
he said, "What up?" and he says it, but in the TV edit, he goes, "What up, my Negro?" It's just
What?
It's just completely like off sync with his lips, and it's because he says, "I'll just mouth. I'm not gonna mouth it, but like I'll just make the lips." It's just that,
Demon.
but it Negro, completely different lips, but yeah.
Huh. That's not much better than the
No.
original word.
No.
So
Not really.
Sorry.
somebody in the department of editing, they're like, watch.
I know, right? I mean, you got
Watch.
You got
I'm
the
not gonna get
bull
mad about
spit.
this. Watch.
whatever lethal weapons that he says bull spit,
Melon farmers.
melon farmers.
Melon farmers.
Yippee ki yay, melon farmers.
Wow.
What is that?
Actually,
Was that Pineapple
Die Hard,
Express?
bro. Are you-
Oh, well, I know
Yep.
Die Hard obviously for the Yippee Ki Yay, but melon farmers.
Oh, melon farmers, yeah.
We
he
need
says, "Let's go
Brando in
kill us
here.
some melon
I wish
farmers."
Brandon was in here because he knows all of those. he can just rattle them
My,
off.
My favorite is I'm tired of these Monday, Friday snakes on this Monday, Friday plane. That's my favorite.
Nice.
Great. Awesome.
I thought it was monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday style plane.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right.
I
Fucked it
think
up.
it was the 2-2, like they split it up, but I think that we are in an era, and I think you guys are gonna probably be agreeing with me, where like you can say pretty much whatever you want on TV anymore. Like the modern that is a like homophobic slur, not good. Obviously, N-bomb's not good, but like you have professional wrestling saying shit all the time now.
Yeah.
You have it on all kinds of TV shows. I'm watching What We Do in the Shadows on FX, and they're dropping the word fuck like every
Yeah.
4 seconds, and I'm just like, when did this all happen? Did I just miss that they don't care about censoring anymore? Like, oh, the president said all the shit he said. It's cool now, I guess.
I know AMC says it every so they drop F-bombs every so often. Like
There-
Breaking Bad
I used-
did.
It used to be literally a rule that you get one F-bomb a season. Like that's actually.
Oh
the
really? I thought it was
guideline.
just I thought that was just for like
Yeah.
PG-13 movies.
No. They, I
That
don't
too.
remember where I heard it. It was some show about making TV shows, and it was just like, yes, they talked about this kind of stuff, and they said shit became cool, mostly because of South Park. By the way. That's pretty cool.
I remember that episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
shit
and
counter.
Then, F-bombs, you used to get one per season. That's why Breaking Bad got one, and when
Do you remember
when
the?
that guy kills that other guy.
I was gonna say, do
Yeah,
you
I don't
remember
wanna
the
spoil
Breaking
it.
Bad
I
one?
don't know if anybody's. Yeah. It was. There was a scene by a peaceful stream. That's when I heard it on TV, and I was like, huh.
Oh, I don't
that's
remember
so
that
weird.
one. I know what you're talking about, but I don't
wanna
remember that.
Okay, I feel bad for anybody who hasn't watched Breaking Bad yet, but if you haven't watched
I
it yet,
know.
I'm gonna punish you now. So Mike says it to Walt when Walt shoots him. He says, "Shut the fuck up, Walt." And falls over, and I was like, I rewound it. I was like, did he just? He didn't, and it was a real F-bomb on TV. Now it's surprising to me that they say it a bunch on. I guess FX is the channel that's been edgier, but
Yeah,
that's awesome that
they've been
say that.
edgier since Nip Tuck, though. I feel like.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
can see that. Always Sunny really pushed the envelope a little.
Oh my god,
sure.
I said that on the last show. The last show I mentioned one of the Christmas episodes. Did you fuck my mother?
Did you fuck my mom, Santa Claus? Did you fuck my mom?
Did you fuck my mom?
Oh, so god.
And
damn,
I was
good. What a great
I was sitting
episode.
at home. I'm gonna retell the story, but I was sitting at home. It was like some night after work. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm sitting there watching Always Sunny, just binging it. And like up until that point, like I knew this was an FX show, so I was not like I'm desensitized to the fuck word. Like it's not a big deal to me, obviously. But when they said it, when Charlie said it in that episode, I was not expecting it because it's network television. I did not expect to hear the fuck word on a network television show.
Yeah.
So when I was like, "What?" And then I proceeded to laugh hysterically because that scene is just a complete riot. But
I don't know if this is interesting. Or
we
not,
lost
so I
Nate
apologize
again.
for telling a boring- if this is a boring story, I apologize in advance, but I think that I haven't met very many people that have done the same thing, so I just want to present it just to see if you guys think it's interesting.
Let's hear it.
I turned off cable TV when I was like 11 because I couldn't take commercials; they were too much for me,
You're ahead of the time.
and I didn't see it again until like 2 years ago. I literally didn't watch it
Yeah.
except in like passing through an airport or something. So like when you guys are talking about all these different TV edits, like the words they dub over, I was like, I've never heard all this, and it's just weird to me. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
is this what they've been doing?
I was a little
I watched Die Hard
kid.
Last Christmas. That's the last time I've seen anything on TV.
Yeah,
and
I was a
before
little
that,
kid
it was
when I
like
watched
15
Rush
years.
Hour, and of course I watched it on TV first, and I noticed that I'm like, why did his lips not line up with what he said? Like that didn't make that looked weird, and I was like, I was a
Actually,
little
that was
kid
the reason I
seeing
thought
that.
too. I
It-
didn't like not hearing the original words. I'm like, that's not as funny. I wonder if that's weird.
Yeah.
There's another reason I thought. And that's why I got into torrenting when I was like 12 or 13. I'm just kidding. I don't torrent.
Do you guys? Okay,
Don't
so
send alphabet people after me.
somebody clear this up for me. What's up, Nate?
I was just gonna comment on Jack's not watching commercials.
Okay.
Couldn't agree more. They're super fucking manipulative. There was a commercial. It's like this sad music, and I was like, "Oh my god, what are they telling me? Like, are the dogs about to fucking die at the fucking shelter?" It was for gum. I was like, "Freaking go!" I do not want a commercial to make me feel over gum.
I went back to TV to start watching 90 Day Fiance with my with Kinsey and her mom. Kinsey's my girlfriend, so I didn't know. And then her mom. I started watching TV with them again like last year, and that's when I was like, dude, every 5 minutes you get 5 more minutes of commercials. Like it's gotten to the point where I'm like, this is unwatchable to me. I can't. I'm like, it was unwatchable when I was 11. Now I can't fucking imagine at all. How do
Absolutely.
you keep your attention span from becoming just completely broken, unable to function in regular life? I'm like, every 5 minutes.
Well, and then of that 5 minutes, you have at least 2 minutes of a commercial telling you about the side effects of this thing that's supposed to help you feel better.
Yep.
yeah.
And you're just like, wait a minute, AstraZeneca's gonna kill me, give me cancer, shoot me in the face, fuck my mom, and then it's gonna cure whatever AstraZeneca's supposed to cover? Like, what? I'm
Oh
so
my
confused.
god.
Yeah.
So I need some clarification on something. So, and this has bugged me for years. Why is the word asshole censored? Not ass, and only hole. The whole part gets censored.
Because
I
an
don't get that.
asshole is graphic, and to say like if I say asshole, I'm like graphically describing you as an orifice that shit comes out of, and that's very graphic. So, and take a pause on that. I do get where you're coming from, and I think it's stupid, and I hate censorship as a whole. But
Yeah.
they're a whole butt.
Ah, a whole butt.
You know, I'll say, and a good reason why they still censor shit like that is because I can't say asshole to my great grandmother yet, and she's like the main viewer for a lot of these shows that are really
Yep.
popular now. Like,
We're
Big
still
Bang Theory.
catering to people who were alive in the 50s when things were very, you don't say bad words in the house, and men are supposed to cuss in secret, and
My
you know-
great grandma will be like 103 years, so she was like Great Depression era. Like she can't take any cussing, and
Sure.
I'm sure you guys just get that kind of shit too. But it's like my one living centenarian almost.
shit.
My grandma didn't make it that far. She.
Same, and I've not had a
Let's
grandma
go.
yet that's triple digits. All of them got in the 90s though.
Oh yeah, my
That's
grandma
pretty
was 94. It took a car to kill her.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like,
Wow,
my
that's the
grandma
most
kept
fucked up thing
gardening
I've
until,
heard.
Like,
Well, I mean,
Pretty fucked up.
it's just the joke I've gone with.
how many
Like
times do you try?
the
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
the old. I mean, we were like, I mean, it's just funny. Like, old age wasn't getting her. Took the car.
Was that? If you don't mind me asking, was she driving or was she struck?
She was driving. I'll
that's a
explain the
poetic
story.
affair.
It's a weird story. I kind of like. So she drove into town. She was 94 years old and drove upwards of like 50 miles a day, or whenever she got out. She would drive
Right on.
from Delphi to Monticello, if anybody knows that distance.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do it
yeah.
all the time.
So
45 minutes.
yeah, it's yeah. So what? She went into town, and she was gonna drop some bills off at the post office, or not the post office, just like a mailbox, like one of those post boxes around town. So she stopped, had her foot on the brake. She went in. I think she like dropped it or something, or she couldn't reach it or something like that. And instead of putting it in the car and park, she just left her foot on the brake, unbuckled her seatbelt, opened her door, went to grab it, and then her foot slipped, and then her car took her with it. And then she ended up.
I am so sorry for joking about it now.
Oh,
I
it's-
thought you meant like just regular standard car.
Oh,
wreck.
no.
That's awful.
And no, I mean, it is terrible. But yeah, she ended up
I had a
getting ran over by her own
great-grandmother
car at 94 years old.
My great grandmother had.
Wow.
I had a horrible accident happen to my great grandmother too, and it was in
Yeah.
a similar
Yeah,
one in a million circumstance.
it just kind of happened out of nowhere. I mean, it was literally my first day of summer shutdown this last summer, and my wife and kids were down. We were down in Columbus. We went to 450 North. And we just made a day down in Columbus. And then next thing I know, while we're at 450, I get a text from my dad saying, "Hey, Grandma's being lifeline to Indy." I'm like, "What the fuck? Do we need to go?" He's like, "No, don't worry about it." I was like, "Well, I mean, we're half an hour away," and we actually got in the car to go to the hospital because he said she wasn't gonna make it. And as we were getting in the car and getting our seatbelts on, he called and he said, "Hey, don't bother. She's already gone." I was like, "Well, shit. It's a bummer."
That's rough, man.
It was a bummer, but
Sorry
you
to hear
know,
that.
she did live like, I mean, she was 94 years old. She lived a long time. She lived a full life. Again, old age wasn't getting her.
Inning, man. That's a fucking good. That's a
Yeah.
good round. You know. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
be mad at 94.
I mean, she
shit,
had
I wish I get 94. I know that there's no chance I get anywhere close to that number,
and
but
she had 2 kids, several grandchildren, and several great grandchildren. Like, there was a point in my life when I was it was my great grandma, my great grandma, my grandma, and then me. So I've been alive during while my great grandma was alive, which is
awesome.
Wow, that's
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
not many people can say that, and I mean, I'm not bragging, but like, it's cool. It's just really cool, I think, to have that generationalness.
I was gonna make a joke about your dad banging your mom just then about how he was probably bragging. Bad timing.
Jesus, Nate.
Okay, Nate.
Oh, sorry. Just trying to lighten the mood. I don't want to have somber catastrophe. You know.
Oh,
what I'm
it's all
saying?
good. It's all good.
That's true. That's very true.
We are. I mean, speaking of somber things, you know, I posted it yesterday. I can't remember the exact day, but it's been a year since good old Rolo passed, and I did want to mention that at least. But yeah,
This is for Rolo, even though it's fucking empty. I'm symbolically drinking for him.
good old Rolo. I miss that guy.
I did not know the man, but I assume he was good based on who likes him.
He was hilarious.
I met him once.
Jack, I
He was a
think
cool
you
guy.
would have been I think Jack would have been a really big fan of Rolo. I think they would have had a really fun conversation together
Yeah.
had that ever
Oh yeah.
happened.
Rolo
sure.
was. I
Yeah.
mean, Jack, if you want to go through the backlog of Podcastrophe, he's within like the first 50 episodes. There's like 4 or 5 episodes with him on it. He's hysterical. He's episode 6,
check
I
one out.
believe. 5 or 6.
Are you on Stitcher or I don't know what it takes to if these apps are.
I'm on
something that we
Spotify,
learn.
Podbean, Stitcher.
You're on
Stitcher.
Spotify?
Yep.
No shit.
All of them.
Journey into Comics
Oh.
Network and Podcastrophe both.
Okay, I got some homework to do. Okay, that's like been a major barrier. I've been using
You get
your
that
Facebook
plug in.
to find it.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, there's a way. Oh god, I gotta get.
Oh
to it."
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Also, there's a show called The D List that's on there. So check it
Hopefully.
out.
Hey, when's that coming back, Dave? Because your computer died,
Oh,
which puts a wrench in everything.
that does, and then John and I both live with people that are older, and we're currently working in the public, so we're kind of trying to take a break a little bit, but hopefully it'll come back soon.
I still have your.
No, no worries, man. You're doing the smart thing, pumping the brakes because you live with older folks. I think that's a very smart thing. I will say one thing to go back to Rolo just for a second, because
Yeah.
Dick, I don't even know if you know this. Really, the whole Rolo passing away is still bizarre to me, especially knowing that he was one of my season 2 Voice of Survival guests that was
Yeah.
lined up,
Yeah.
and we were constantly discussing it as an active thing we were trying to make happen. And then,
You two or us? Like,
me and Rolo
Okay,
had
okay.
frequent conversations
Okay.
about, when are you coming up?
I never knew you
What's
guys
the
actually
plan with-
spoke. That's really cool.
Several times, yeah. So, to me, I will say the weirdest fucking thing was like, his Instagram posted a new picture, and I think it was of his kid,
Yeah, his son.
and I was just like, I
Oh,
saw the post that
all of
something
us
new, and I
were-
was just like, what?
All
the
of us
fuck?
were like super weirded out by it. We're like, what the fuck? Because I mean, a couple of us at work, we followed him, and I was just like, what? Yeah. And a couple months later, I got like a text, like just out of the blue. He's like, "Who is this?" And I'm like, it's
Oh.
Dick." And they're like, "Oh, this is so and so." It was Richard's wife, and she's like, "I was just going through his phone, and I was just wondering who this was." And yeah,
Is Richard Rolo? Is his name
Yeah,
also
yeah.
Richard? Okay.
Rolo. His name is Richard Olovich, so R
She's going through his
Olo.
phone?
after post mortem, yeah.
She's going through his phone. I love the concern. Like, why is she doing that?
No, just I just it was one of those details. I'm like, huh. Just like, that's
Yeah. I think his son ended up with
curious.
his
I'm a
phone.
curious guy, I just anything I hear, I'm just like, oh.
I'm pretty sure his son ended up with his phone because that's how the picture got on Instagram. Yeah, all of us at work were like, "What the fuck?" Like that's weird because we get a notification. Rolo the Destroyer has posted for the first time in a while. Check it out, and we're like, "What?" So
Surprise! It was a
Yeah.
hoax.
yeah, I was like,
That's
I knew it wasn't a hoax. Like I was like, "There's no fucking way this is a hoax." I was
Yeah.
because I mean, I went to the viewing and yeah, that was
Yeah.
easily one of the toughest days of my life.
How long has
Easily
it been? Did you say
a year.
a year? I'm sorry, man.
I mean, and that was on the cusp of like LaFiCon and Avengers Endgame, so it was supposed to be like a super exciting weekend, And then I go into work Friday. I think later on in the day is when or some point during the day, the rumor started flying around, and then I was like, oh shit, no, he's gone. So because he had stopped,
What
he
was
got
what was his full name? I'm sorry.
Richard Olovich. He's from
Richard
like
Olovich,
Lake
okay.
County or up north in the region.
I didn't know him. I just
Yeah,
didn't
that's,
know his
that's
name.
why we were always talking about him doing a podcast. I think
Yeah.
he has family like right by me, like literally 5 minutes away.
Yeah,
So
it was crazy how it happened, and like we still don't have like exact answers. Like his wife tried telling me, hey, no, it wasn't suicide, it wasn't drug overdose, and I'm just like, that's just still weird to me. So I don't know, maybe she's just saying that for life insurance purposes. I don't know her that well. I don't know if I trust her that well, but bye, Nate.
Ooh. Whoa.
There's Nate again.
You there, Nate?
I find that
It's,
around suicides, whenever somebody dies under circumstances, that are less than, I don't know the right way to put it, but you don't want to tell people necessarily.
Yeah, I mean,
I've had people close to me where it's like I still don't even know what happened. Like my cousin Jeremy, he passed the day I graduated, and it was like, well, not the day I graduated, but my last day of school ever was the day that he passed away. And yeah, there's similar kind of like what actually happened. Was there a note? Was there not a note?
yeah,
His parents ended up splitting up after it happened. So it's like, why'd you guys split up? You still had other kids that were still in school? I hear you.
Yeah.
And
and like up until the viewing, up until I saw him, it was just still like all up in my head, like what happened, like, and I was scared to go in there to see what had happened because like a couple months prior to that, he shot himself in the leg, and I guess
on accident. Well, I'm sure on accident. Sorry.
I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. He had a lot of demons. He had a lot of
See.
demons. he messed around with a lot of drugs throughout his life. And he had fucked with alcohol like hardcore. So I mean, there are a lot of times he would come into work. We don't know what he was doing. Yeah. But he had basically been kicked out of our area for some drama, and he said he was happy where he was at, but unfortunately he was in a new area and he didn't have us to ground him. So I don't know what happened, but somehow he ended up shooting himself in the leg. I don't know if he was going for something else. I don't know if he was drunk or something, or if it was just a straight up accident. I don't know, but what was told to me was he had very poor aftercare, and that's eventually what led to his passing somehow.
Infection.
Like infection?
Maybe a staph infection in the heart or something.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
The body's so weird. It could have been a million.
Yeah.
Just like a blood clot that came loose from the old injury and it goes up to something. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Shit. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I can see how complications could arise.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a gunshot wound. God damn.
Yeah.
That must suck.
Like I knew he had guns. I knew he was a gun guy, but yeah, it's weird.
Not
But
mine.
it's weird, but yeah, is what it is. So
Well,
rest in peace, Rolo. We miss you.
another one to
Rest
roll
in
up.
peace.
Yeah, that's still like one of my. So I cut, and the very first episode he was on, towards the end of the show, he just pulled up an acoustic guitar that was in the room, and he just started playing a song called "Lesbian Seagull," not from Beavis and Butthead Do America, but it's just a song he made up, and it's hilarious. It's hysterical. I ended up like ripping it from that episode and just making it a thing. I threw it up. I still get downloads on that regularly. So
Really?
yeah, it's got a lot of
Nice.
downloads on it. So that makes me happy. I just all I did was I just threw it in Reaper, and I added some like delay to it, some like really light delay, so it kind of sounded songy. But you also hear us and like laughing in the background. But yeah, it's funny. So what's
So,
new?
I don't mean to change the subject.
No, change
super
it.
far, but actually, I have three. Sorry, Dave, I haven't heard your podcast yet, but 3 veteran podcasters here.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna tell you guys about a problem I've had with podcasting, especially with consuming the content. Is there's so much,
Yes.
and I've been wondering about
Very
making
true.
a show that's like 10 to 15 minute chunks, because that's how I watch podcasts now. Is I just watch the highlights of Joe Rogan or Tim Pool or Kyle Kalinske. I just watch their hits,
Yeah.
basically, because there's so much stuff that like I just don't have time to listen to all the podcasts I want to. If I wanted to listen
rough.
to your podcast, Nate's podcast, Dave's podcast, I simply do not have the hours to.
Well,
So I was thinking about,
luckily mine's only every other week now, so you got plenty of time.
Every other week, that would help. Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, the every few days kinds of podcasts, just like, God damn, I can't keep up with this person.
Oh,
So
yeah.
much if you want to.
I gotta really pick and choose with Rogan and a couple other shows. There are a couple shows that I try to catch every single episode. Like I try to catch every JIC. I try to catch every. Actually, I think that's the JIC is the only show on the network that I religiously listen to. Other than that, I have to pick. Like I have to read description and be like, okay, I'll be into this one. I got time for it. But especially right now, like my podcasting and music listening time is extremely limited because I got to be in a headspace to listen to podcasts. Like I got to be in the shower, I got to be in the car or at the gym, and I don't have a
I
gym.
cannot sit and listen.
Yeah, I can't just sit and listen. I did yesterday because I was just completely bored off my ass, and I saw Game Addicts podcast. This week's episode was up on YouTube. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna sit and watch this. Let's check it out. Which had Pod Daddy Nate here.
Making all the appearances, making all the rounds in this quarantine time. Jack, if you start a show, I'll be a guest. It's cool. Just let me know. Come on, I don't care. By the way, I will
I
say
got some recordings, but I just didn't like them, so I never went anywhere with it. It's a lot of work.
the idea of a podcast that is limited to 10 to 15 minutes, and that's your like planned base structure, if you can perfect that, it is not something that is done. Most of the shows nowadays are very long format. Everybody wants to talk
Yes.
and talk and talk, which is great.
Mhm.
Like, who doesn't want to put something on and just listen for hours and get lost? And then sometimes the conversation dips and you don't care. And then you come back now all of a sudden and you're really interested in the shit, So, like,
Yeah,
your
it's hard for
format
me to
idea.
stay. Well, what I would do is I would record 2 hours and then learn how to edit it down.
Oh, so
Because I can
you,
get somebody
that's.
to check out 5 minutes of me ranting about something. I can't get somebody to check out an hour and a half of me going from a rant to talking about something cool I saw at the store today. It's just I'm too ADHD to stay on a 90-minute track and keep it. You know what I mean? Like when I start, I'm really not OCD, but somewhere on the road to OCD. So when I made the original recordings, which is me ranting about politics, and I talked about the LGBT problems that were going on at the time, and what my take was, and I just listened to it, and I'm like, I can't stay on task. I break into segues, and bullshit
And
like that. So
is that because you were doing it by yourself? Maybe?
Yeah, doing it
Yes.
solo
Yep.
is
Yep.
really hard. I don't
It's a
Yeah.
very
I assumed it'd be
solid art
harder with
form.
guests.
like personally for me, like I don't have a problem staying on task. It's just I talk in circles around the one thing, and I always go back to anyways. Oh, and then
you
I
talk
just
in circles, that we said.
I talk
You
in circles.
cut
Yeah,
out.
sorry.
Yeah, you cut out.
Yeah,
I do too. I do it too. Discipline with conversation is something that I never, ever, ever thought about until I started listening to podcasts and hearing other people and wishing like they should. Especially Joe Rogan, honestly, that guy goes off on tangents. I'm just like, get back to the fucking point, Joe.
See,
The
and I
fuck
think the
people wanna
art of
hear.
the art of it is a mixture of the two worlds. You do want to have some tangents because that's real. That's where you're
Yeah,
not.
it's genuine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The staying hyper focused, it's just finding a way to navigate your own thoughts. And usually when I'm doing a show, I've realized that I'm better if I riff. If I sit and really have a super structure, I will feel like I keep looking at the clock going, "Oh, I have X amount of time. I have to talk for this long." And then I'm forcing it as to where if I just know, okay, like I want to talk about this, we need to discuss this fucking headline, this is something that's cool that we can like do as a segment or whatever, like then you could just kind of go off in your own world and be like, oh, it's time to do this, boom, we're gonna just do this. And it kind of almost gives you less of a podcast feel and something I really have always loved, and that's like a satellite radio feel where you're
Yeah,
producing your show in your own style while also having things you need to talk about but not having to talk about, if that makes sense.
Right.
Right, yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's like almost like conversation ideas. Like, ooh, I got this one in the chamber. If conversation rolls.
Yes.
In fact, that's exactly what we're doing right now with me asking about, because I've been planning to ask you guys about if I were to, because first things first, I need to listen to more podcasts, and to listen to them, I need to listen to them in chunks, and that's why I brought up the whole bite-sized media, idea, which is on ironically just going backwards from the evolution of podcasts. But anyway, I really do want to do some sort of a show just to see how it goes, mostly because I have so much free time.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
let us
but
know if you need a
also because I'm going
platform.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys watch,
It's good times.
watch some content and you guys can decide, because it might not be for me once I see, it's hard and it's easy to judge yourself. Like, I can put a lot of work to it and still not be audience worthy.
If it's just something you want to do, like just whenever you want, and you don't think it's like a full-time thing, not obviously not full-time, but like something you want to do regularly as like a regular hobby, just do it whenever you feel like it. Send it over to us, and we'll support it. We'll put it on our platforms easily.
I have another question for you guys as veterans, and this one's more interesting.
Oh,
Okay, please.
Do you feel competitive? Is there anybody that you grew up with? I'm not asking for names here, but do you see anybody making podcasts? You're like, oh, fuck that podcast. I'm not listening to this guy talk. That's not happening. I have that so much with people I went to high school with. I went to 5 high schools. I know a lot of people, a lot of acquaintances, a lot of people that gave me bad first impressions. And then they're making podcasts now, and I'm just like, if this gets popular, I'm gonna be
nah,
Yes.
I don't really have that issue, and I got a lot of friends that do podcasts outside of just the Journey into Comics network. That's them in my core group of friends, and I enjoy all of those shows, even the shows I don't really listen to, like Dungeons with Dudes. I'm not big into Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't or tabletop
Yeah,
gaming.
you
You should
So
listen
it's
to that one though.
it's not my thing. So I don't really listen to it, but I try to catch it when I can, at least live when it was on. But no, outside of the Journey into Comics Network, I have quite a few friends that do podcasts, and I've only come across like absolutely none of them. I'm like, oh fuck that guy. I'm never listening to that. I hope that never takes off. No, I hold no ill will towards any of that, obviously, or jealousy, I guess. But I have listened to a few, and I'm just like, you could do so much better. It's like
Oh, that happens to me so much.
it's just like,
Fucking
man,
podcast,
what are
who am
you
I to
doing?
judge?
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, okay, given I had a leg up on a lot of podcasting shit because I had all this recording gear for music. So when I
Yeah.
started the podcast, I just had the shit.
Same.
And that is so
Yeah.
important. I don't care what anybody says. It's the audience is so easy to displease. And I'm just going off with the podcast that I watch and just watching how people react to their shit. Slight drops in quality. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, it's just
It really helps to just straight record rather than record a
Mhm.
stream. But unfortunately, recording a stream is all we're kind of limited to right now. But at the
Right
same
now,
time,
yeah.
I really like that we've been doing this because it opens up avenues for when I can't get guests on that couch and I'm struggling to be like, oh, I don't know what to do last second, and I'm hitting people up last second. And of course, they can't come last second because I hit them up last second. So then I'm stuck here like, okay, I'm just going to do a solo cast. And then I get to do the solo cast, and I'm just like, I don't have any motivation. And then I don't do it.
I like how right now you can ask anyone to be a guest, and if they say no, you're like, bullshit, you can't do it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I know you
What
can't.
are you doing? And
Yeah.
and I love that I have this as an option now, and it's like before I was like, man, I would really love to get Jack on, but fuck, he's got to drive like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get here. He has to plan his whole day around that, and then he's
yeah. I usually try to like time it with like, you know, say I have to buy weed and, you know, drive all the way to here for that and hit the
Timing
house,
is
go home.
everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to make it a whole checklist. But now, actually, when this coronavirus shit's over, I'll be able to. I'm a lot more mobile now.
hell yeah.
Just put the-
Yeah, and now like I'm sitting here with all this time on my hands for the most part, and it's just like, man, I could be hitting up some like probably some bigger people to get some like interviews or something, and I'm just like, and that's where the anxiety comes in, like, oh, they're gonna say no, and you miss all the chances you don't take.
You miss 100% of the
Yes.
shots you don't
Yes,
take. There
that-
you go.
that one
Wayne
right there.
Gretzky.
Michael Scott.
No,
Yeah.
Wayne fucking Gretzky. Let's be right. So
Was it on The Office or in real life that I saw somebody put that quote and then put Wayne Gretzky and then put quotations Michael Scott? Was that on the show
Michael
or did
Scott.
somebody do that in high school and it was hilarious? I don't remember.
I
It
don't
was
know.
it was on the show.
Okay.
I do want to
Still-
circle
still
back to
funny.
talking about people in high school. My experience is definitely a little bit different. I only went to school with 90 fucking people in my graduating class, so it was very small.
Yeah,
None
where
of
were you
those. Hoopston, Illinois.
Okay. Oh yeah. I have a friend. Okay. Cool. Continue. Cool.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
I know it's a
so 90 some odd people I graduated with, and for the most part, I'm the only person that has taken any chances, I guess you would say, like done the not path everybody else takes. Like, I'm a musician, I do the podcasting thing, I'm an entertainer, I go out and do that kind of thing. All the people I went to school with have like families and 6 kids, and the chick that was like a crazy psychopath that in drumline with, she gained like 497 pounds, and I was
Not
just
a
like,
current viewer apparently.
definitely not, but I was just like,
Not
yes,
subscriber.
the person that I definitely didn't want to be succeeding isn't, and not to definitely wish ill will on anybody, but at the same time, when you're a kid, people cut you deep, you don't forget. So it's
Yeah.
nice to see that, like, karma, it was like, here you go, a piece of candy, enjoy, I hope you like that.
I used to carry guilt over seeing people succeed and being like, I wish they didn't succeed. But at this point in life, I'm like, I'm petty. I'm just petty, and it's okay. It's like, that guy was a loser, and he's still a loser.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was gonna say, I don't hold any ill will. I don't like see people that
I'll
are
think about
successful
it,
and wish
you know?
they weren't. I more so, like you just said, I see people that continue down the line aren't successful, and I'm like, yep, that makes sense. But
We have a comment. Alexandra Dale Taylor said Wayne Gretzky dash Michael Scott. She's quoting on the quote.
Cordelia.
Hi, Alex.
What up, Alex? She was a guest last episode, right?
Yes, yes, she was.
Yeah,
Nice.
she was.
Is
I
she
want
on
AP
the-
and Jack to do an episode together.
Ooh.
That would be interesting.
What's that? Who's AP?
Who wants to take that? You want me to take that, Dick, or do you want to take it? You want me to take it? I'll
Go
take
for it. Go for
Do
it.
I want to know? Jesus, now you guys are trying to freak me out.
No, AP hosts a political show on the network called Poor 360. His last name is Poor, P-U-H-R, not P-O-O-R. That's
Austin
confusing.
Poor?
Andrew Poor.
Andrew. Okay.
And he's an awesome dude, man. I've known him for about
He is.
going on 12 years now. So, you know, it was weird because we kind of split paths when we were younger and didn't talk for a long time. And then he ended up moving kind of in my neck of the woods. And then I was like, hey, you should fucking podcast because you have like good opinions and shit. And you know, he's a very driven individual. So I think that you guys would have interesting political conversations for sure, especially the way
Well-
you want to spitball podcasting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good. We better do it soon then because I'm about to check out of politics. I'm running down to I'm threadbare, you know. I'm just like I've been arguing so hard, and now I've won, and I don't really I win. By win, I mean the proof that socialism is what's stabilizing the economy, and that's what we needed, and it's working really well. You know, the Republicans have become the progressives now. Democrats are going Republican. Biden's swinging up at Trump from the right, and it's just like, I don't have an identity in the White House or in Senate or in Congress. I don't have anybody. So, you know, my policies are becoming mainstream, but nobody likes them who's in a position to enact them, but they keep enacting it. It's so, I don't even know what to think. I have to wait for this to pass and make a judgment, basically.
It's odd. Yeah.
Hopefully it
Yeah,
passes successfully and we can all survive, though, is the thing, man. Because with these people
One
in
mutation.
control, there is so much, exactly, there's so much that's not being talked about, not being told, you know. We wouldn't be in this
Mhm.
position at all if a certain orange-colored president didn't fucking destroy the protections for, you know, diseases and CDC and all that, but
But hey,
pandemic response teams and whatnot. But, you know, inject Lysol. That's a great idea,
hey,
motherfuckers.
Yeah. yeah.
Obama
He
left
said
him
that. I
empty
don't care what anyone
shelves.
says, he said that. Sorry, go ahead.
Obama left him empty shelves.
Oh, yeah.
No, Obama had him set up. Obama's like, you're
Oh,
going to
I know.
have my team
I
breathe.
know he
Okay,
did.
I'm sorry.
And then he
I'm sorry.
deregulated
I'm so used to
everything,
arguing
Obama.
this stuff. Yeah,
He's
but
like,
see-
well, the previous administration left us with nothing. And it's like, and that's obviously not a Trump impression, although I'm quoting Trump. But he left us nothing. And it's like, no, it's not his.
Administration
You've had 4 years.
decided
The fact
The-
that I'm seeing like people.
The supplies are fired.
You had 4 years to
everybody,
supply you had 4 years to replenish your stocks. You can't blame the previous administration for not leaving you stock when you've had 4 years to replenish your stock. You don't just buy an empty store and then not stock it and then blame the previous owner for not having it stocked.
And you know, the fact that this wasn't the breaking point for his base, this wasn't. It's like what will be, and now I'm like, there's no talking to them. There's no. They have to think it's their idea to. It is impossible because that's some deep level. You can't. The genesis of this idea that maybe Trump isn't everything he's cooked up to be is not something we can count on for 35% of this country, and they are just it's like beyond hell. You know, they have to basically just grow old.
What's his
Well,
approval
the
rating right now?
boomers.
43?
Probably higher.
I think it's
today,
43%.
now that every time he goes on TV, his ratings go up. So when CNN and ABC and NBC stopped covering his press briefings, it helped. But they're also not covering Biden. They don't let Biden on TV either, and that's helping Biden. It's so fucking hard to track. You can't make a
Yeah.
prediction on anything to save your life right now.
I think the bad thing with Biden, I mean, it's not necessarily going to be bad, but so if we move to Biden, it's going to be more just back to business as usual, which wouldn't be terrible. It wouldn't be progressive, though.
If
Well,
Biden gets in
it is
office,
gonna-
all the shit that the consequences of Trump's actions are going to come home while Biden's in office and just make Democrats look like the bad guys yet again. So, kind of want
You-
Trump to stay in office and things to get worse to teach a lesson almost. It's gonna be
Well,
Joe Biden.
actually, my thing is this. Here's what I think is probably, if we're seeing how things are probably going to shake out. If by some chance Trump can maintain presidency, sure. There's
By the
no
way,
way
I
in
think he
hell he
will,
gets the
but-
House. Okay, but there's no way he gets the House. There's no way he gets the Senate. And guess what? They've not brought out their big guns for impeachment. You think that last thing was the big gun? That was a trial run to see how he would react. When the House and Senate are in the Democrats' control, they're gonna fuck him up the street without a paddle. And
Yeah.
that's
such a nice thought. But do you?
It is a
that
nice thought.
What's
It is
your
a nice
prediction
thought.
that we'll get the Senate? That's what I want to know. How do you think that's going to happen? Because I don't know. I really genuinely don't know.
Okay, I see that a lot of people in red states are starting to honestly look at this and see what you said it best. How do you change a Trumper? They have to see their own light. Well, slowly but surely they are seeing their own light. Or my new favorite thing is natural selection. Because guess what? It's beginning to look a lot like COVID. You know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers say it's a hoax, it's not real. Let me go out in public and wear a mask and say it's not real in protest while I'm wearing a mask, saying it's a hoax. And then I got COVID. It's not a hoax. Oh my God, save me with my GoFundMe. It's like, no, this is amazing. This is what we need because it's putting all of them on blast to show the reality of how stupid they are. Do you guys know who? I believe his name was Jim Jones. Do you guys know who Jim Jones was?
Kool-Aid Man.
Yep. Jim Jones.
Drink the fucking Kool-Aid, right? So Jim Jones drink the Kool-Aid. Trumpers are still drinking the Kool-Aid, man. And as soon as they stop drinking the Kool-Aid, as soon as they take a step back and realize, like, oh, it's killing us. We are all gonna die. We lost Jack, by the way, but we're all gonna die. It's killing us. You know, until that point happens, unfortunately, you are still gonna have his base that support him. Unfortunately, you're still gonna have people that believe, you know, that he is the end all be all. And the reality is that look, he is the reason that millions of Americans are infected with COVID now. You know, we have the most cases in the world. 1/3 of the world's cases.
But we're testing
here at
more
home.
people than anybody.
No, there's not even been that much testing.
I know.
Don't get me started.
Actually, somebody was making that point in Trump's favor the other day when I was like, "Hey, notice how cases are spiking everywhere they're doing these protests," and they were like, "Well, that's because there's more testing."
I mean, and that is a
I
point,
cut out, you
but
guys probably noticed, and I missed a lot of what Nate was saying.
he said some stuff, yeah.
Well, I just missed
I
it.
did say
I won't
some
make him
stuff.
repeat it, but
No, I was
I
just
missed.
to summarize briefly. I was just saying that Trump's base is quickly becoming kill or be killed, and now is the time where you're going to see states like Texas. They were dangerously close to Beto winning last time. Texas has had 2 more years of bullshit to think about and to ruminate. You also have the movement, and Jack, I believe you're probably going to support this movement, but you've had this cannabis movement that is sweeping the nation slowly but surely. States one by one are flipping and flipping and flipping. And sure, Indiana, the last state to fall. I'm sure it will be, but doesn't matter when you've got it on all sides.
States,
Yeah.
they're surrounded. The
very
traffic
true.
coming through Indiana is unmanageable. Plus, they legalize CBD and hemp, which looks just like pot. People are getting caught that it's hemp. It's impossible to the regulations become impossible. Therefore, regulation will get passed. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Exactly.
Legal. It's
We can only
impossible.
hope. If Tyler was
I
in
think
here,
it's
he would be
inevitable.
disagreeing. He would say it's never
No,
happening.
I'm no expert, but it just seems like, dude, weed is so easy to get. Cops can't even fucking be bothered to really give. In Richmond right now, dude, I can go walk outside, smoke a bowl on my street. A cop will pass, and they'll give me a ticket, but I'm not getting arrested. I'm not going to jail,
That's good.
and and Marion County doesn't even prosecute those anymore.
Yeah.
Mine does, but I could drive an hour north and not get in trouble at all. So it's just I think that it's going to be Indiana's choice to stay illegal, but they're not going to get their way no matter what because
And I don't
too
think
omnipresent.
I don't think any state is going to have a choice on the other side of COVID-19 but to legalize cannabis recreationally because that will save the economy. You think I'm joking?
Dude,
You think I'm fucking kidding?
I'm laughing
I
at Alex's
guarantee-
comment.
For Colorado.
Alex's
I guarantee,
comment.
man.
Indiana is like the asshole neighbor in the neighborhood. Like everyone else is throwing a really kick-ass party, and Indiana is calling the cops.
She's that white chick meme calling the
100%
black
true.
people at the
Oh, yeah.
barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Now, I have a comment on something you said earlier. You're talking about the Trumpers are becoming more, well, I would describe as feral, but you were saying
Yes.
kill or be killed. And a lot of this stuff is being organized in order to make it look that way on TV for the president, in my opinion. Do you follow me here? Like
When-
Fox News, I thought the president was just heavily influenced by Fox News, but no, he's literally like, what they say is what he does. They're in charge of this country right now. And that blows my fucking mind. Even when they're kind of critical of him sometimes, I'm talking Carlson, that's still basically, hey, Trump, this is what you should do next, TV. And they're organizing these protests. These one guy, one account on Facebook made all these group protest pages, and people are actually showing up. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of that yet, but I don't know if it's a sign of his base getting crazier or being made to look crazier while they're actually becoming more moderate. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I've talked to some Trump supporters that are like, I'm voting third party, or if we have a good third party, maybe I'll look at that. That's the closest any of them come for me, but it's still different than a year ago.
I have a question for everybody. What is
Sure.
who is everyone like? Who does the worst Trump impression in your opinion?
Stephen Colbert.
Dick Blaine Tyner.
Stephen Colbert. Yes.
Dick
Yeah.
Blaine Tyner.
I
Dick
don't.
Blaine Tyner.
I don't do Trump impressions.
You
I-
just did though a few minutes ago, and you're
No,
like,
I
I know this
Bro.
is an impression, but it's an impression.
I was It was an impression, but it wasn't an impression, but I was quoting.
He just
There.
said it was an
Yeah, you're
impression.
backpedaling. No, it's you.
But
now
no.
you're totally Trump, bro. You're
Steven-
backpedaling on what you said. I didn't say to inject.
I
the
didn't say
Lysol.
that. No.
Oh,
Um,
now he's really doing.
Now
this.
I'm really doing it. No, Stephen Colbert is like, despite like how much I agree with everything he says, Stephen Colbert does the worst Trump impression. It's so
Damn,
bad.
dude, you started dissing Stephen Colbert and Nate dropped right out.
Oh yeah,
So
he's like,
you-
fuck
Yeah.
how could you
this.
say that? How could you
He's
say it
out.
when he's on the air?
I think it's hilarious how the Colbert Report was so right wing, satirically right wing, but now he's like straight up like fuck.
Satirical? Satiric? Satirical, bro. Satiric.
Yeah.
I was
Satanical,
gonna
right?
let that one
Satanical?
go. I was gonna let that one go.
It's where I came back to is hearing
So
him
is
say
it-
satirical or
Satire.
So is your name pronounced Nut Phillips?
yes.
Not.
That's how I pronounce it.
Nate.
Not.
Nate.
Nate.
Nate
Everybody on
Nate
YouTube thinks My
Phillips.
name was Jack Rose.
That's episode title, Naughty Phillips.
No. Oh god.
Doing
I
it.
like that.
We're not uncovering those stories. I'm not on Pornhub, Dick.
I don't know about you guys.
That's not what I
I'm
saw.
Like, this is kind of big picture stuff. So if you guys don't want to get into politics too hard, stop me. But I actually kind of trace everything going on, and not just Western world, is because of China right now. Because we sold out the working class to China about 40 years ago, and only got worse with that addiction. And American consumers got addicted to cheap goods, so wages have been stagnant for a long time because of the competition, yada yada yada. So I'm kind of thinking like, maybe it's really not Trump who's having such a huge influence on this country's future. Maybe it's really because the capitalists have finally found a better source of income than the people who supported capitalism for the last 200 years, which is China. Their market's 3 times the size of ours for everything tech-wise. Movies, music, you get the Chinese market, you'll make more money you'll ever make in America, so they try to cater to them now. more than
Yeah.
anything.
I mean, especially with movies.
Yeah.
They have special cuts.
Vest movement in France, though, Brexit, it all ties back to working class problems, and working class problems are Chinese in the very base because of selling out to China.
I'm really bummed that
So I'm thinking in the future we're really going to have this kind of mixture of Western values and Eastern values,
Yeah.
like communism and stuff.
I'm-
which,
I'm really bummed that
see.
Yeah.
United Kingdom's prime minister didn't die.
Oh, that's dark.
He got
Oh,
COVID.
by the way,
He got COVID and he's
not
he's
a
alive.
drop dead level evil
My
guy.
thing was-
he's cute. Ah, you little rascal.
Instead, he survives and has a kid. It's like,
but can I
Talking
just
about Boris Johnson, right?
can I just
a
throw
kid?
in this? Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah, he just had a kid, like today or yesterday,
Someone fucked him in the last year.
I guess.
Wow.
I mean, he's
That's
he's
unfortunate.
British Trump. He is British Trump.
Yeah, and my
Yeah.
thing is
Well,
like,
he's
have you?
smarter than Trump. I'd say he's more dangerous to Britain than Trump is to America. Somehow, I don't have confirmation yet, but
That's a bold
he's pretty
statement.
Smart. He's a smart guy, and he's not right, but he's smart about.
So
doing
here-
shit
here's-
that's in his favor.
Here's why Trump is
He plays like
dangerous.
that idiot shit.
Because Trump isn't an idiot. His base isn't. His base are idiots.
No, I think you're actually wrong, Dick. Trump is an idiot.
I mean, no, don't get me
Trump,
wrong.
like-
he's
Well,
got a
like
level
average-
of stupidity.
Like-
maybe.
Boris Johnson.
Average
Listen,
stupid.
I'm gonna back up Jack's thought on this. Boris Johnson is smart enough to look at what Trump did and go, blueprint to get everything I fucking wanted.
Yeah.
I'll enact a base that's gonna be ravenous. I'll get them pissed off at people that I know I can get them pissed off at. They'll take over. They'll overturn everything because things are gonna get meaner and meaner as we go on and on and on. And I tell you what, man. We are living in a very, very dangerous time. I find it very interesting right now. You've had Boris Johnson got the corona, which is
Mhm.
crazy. And if the reports out of North Korea are true, Kim Jong Un is dead, bro.
Either dead or in a vegetative state.
South Korea is saying he's alive and well, and until South Korea gets skeptical, I'm going to assume he's alive because they would know. Come on, it's South Korea.
Yeah.
They got better spies than we do. They look like North Koreans. Like, how would an American know better than a South Korean? That's just basic, who would have a better job of spying?
How you doing, Dave?
What's up?
How you doing? You enjoying the
I'm doing
podcast?
great.
This is a good
I am.
good podcast to listen to.
I
You're
love
you're our
politics.
live audience.
I love the government. That's not true. I don't love the government.
Whoa.
Ah,
I don't.
no.
I don't love the government.
So I needed
Oh.
a re-beer.
so what's
Dude,
what's
come
new in
on,
everybody's
man.
life? Besides, I mean, I know not much can be new right now, but what's new? I see Jack
I
got a
don't do games
haircut.
anymore.
Jack got a haircut.
Thank you.
I mean, luckily you can do the whole I'm gonna just shave my whole head thing. I'm not there yet. So I'm gonna wait like 10, 15 days after quarantine to get a haircut because I know I'm not gonna be able to get it day one.
No.
Yeah. Dave, what you
the
got?
shave the head thing, you got the beard. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
You got the
You just have to
beard.
accept that you're a man. Like a grown man.
Yeah. Dave, anything new? What you got going on? Just doing that essential
Not
work.
much, man. I'm still, doing that essential work shit. Watching bad horror movies because that's my bag.
Righto.
About it.
Nate, anything new?
Nothing exciting.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. I've said it before that I am the guy that does the running for the family, so I go out
Yeah.
and get the provisions and do all that shit, And today I noticed my anger level rise at the grocery. And I'm gonna talk about
Really?
some things because I feel educated enough about coronavirus to know the do's and don'ts.
Mhm.
And some of the things I'm seeing are getting to the level where, listen, I almost walked into the baked goods aisle because I needed fucking muffins. I had to wait to the end of my trip because there were 37 fucking people on top of each other in that one aisle, like 6 feet apart. So I'm like, I don't even know what to describe it. Not the flash good that I'm wearing the shirt, but like, I see an aisle, I know where my shit is. Poof, in, out as fast as I
Yeah.
can, get away from people. I'm wearing my protective 3D printed dope ass Bane mask that's amazing, and I'm so happy to have it.
I ordered
And
a
then I
mask.
notice my anger level rise. Yeah, but I notice my anger level rise when I see other people who are doing the Shipt or the Instacart or the whatever, no mask, no gloves. And I'm like, you're taking people their groceries and you're not taking this shit seriously.
Yeah.
Fuck you. So then under my breath I start talking shit. I don't realize I'm doing it, and then I realize I get a little loud and I'm like, oh, hope that guy didn't hear me just say he's a fucking idiot for not wearing a mask in
Yeah.
public. But he's a fucking idiot for not wearing a mask in public and then being on top of another human person. It's like, you are how corona spreads, bro. The end.
I just want to tell you guys something. I will confess, I don't wear a mask.
I haven't
And
worn
I'm
one
gonna tell
either.
you why.
I'm waiting on mine.
I'm out of the quality masks, the ones that
Sure.
like Kinsey's not allowed to take them home from the hospital.
Yeah,
So you think I'd be able
sure.
to get them, but they're actually, and then so we had
That's
some
contraband.
from when she was in school. Yeah, we had some when she was in school stashed away in this like kit of, she had the school materials. I don't know. It's a mixture of bullshit from medical school stuff. But she I was wearing a mask, and then they switched to homemade masks. Everybody's talking about those, and now they're saying like hospitals won't even use homemade masks. They're encouraging people to. So now like I keep the gloves off in the mask, and I just count on people to just know to stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah,
I wash my hands before I go in.
I just keep my
and
distance.
People will get right on top of me if I go to places, and I feel a little guilty for not wearing a mask. I know that like mostly the popular opinion is to wear one. There's also the vocal part that's saying like, hey, that's making the problem worse because people are getting brave about getting close to people because they have masks on.
Yeah.
Kind of like how bike helmets increase bike fatalities.
No, the way I handle going out is I just stay away from people. I mean, I don't have a mask, but I stay away from people. When I am near people, I limit my breathing. And I also,
I hold my breath when I pass people. I hold my breath.
if I'm not pushing a cart,
both.
if I'm not pushing a cart or carrying a little basket at like my local Payless or Kroger, my hands are in my pockets. I limit how much I touch. Yeah.
I think those are good,
I'll
safe
tell you
things to have. Is to have those precedents in place. You know, and Jack, it is unfortunate you don't have masks. I will say, if you know someone with a 3D printer, the 3D printed mask that my dad's buddy made me is the most
Sounds
incredible
dope.
thing. I'll send a picture.
Sweet.
But he probably spent like $40 in supplies, and all it is a 3D printed mask with an opening that you can like open and close, that you put a fucking HEPA filter that you cut in.
And it's just like, how many fucking people are gonna have a 3D printer to be able to actually make masks that are functional? Dude, I swear to God, guys, there's this girl on my Facebook selling fucking face masks. They're knit.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, I know plenty of people that are making them, but it's just like I have not seen a knit one. Wow.
Yeah,
that's different.
And I'm being dead serious. Like I saw that and I was like, she shared something fun. No, that's her mom's mask that she's making, and she's trying to sell them. I'm like, they're knit with yarn, dude.
I've been apprehensive about buying a mask. I finally pulled the trigger and I bought one, but like I'm just sitting here like, one, am I really gonna be able to find one? No, you're still here. I've been like, one, am I even gonna be able to find one? Two, if I do find one, is it gonna be shipped from China, which is banned right now? So it's like, nah. So I finally pulled the trigger.
The fucking federal government seizing masks. They're showing up and taking them right off the hospital doorsteps when they get delivered. I mean, it's, you can either struggle to get one that's legit or work with a homemade one, which is encouraging other people to work with homemade ones. And
yeah,
Nate has a filtered one. Nate has one that's probably
there goes Nate.
And he's using it properly. But for people who don't fucking use their shit properly, it's only encouraging them. And also, I'll tell you guys straight up about this. I don't know what this says about me as a person. I think that this virus is going to mostly affect people who are daring it to affect them. If you know, I don't want anyone to get sick and die, but when I go to the store, I'm not worried about getting coronavirus. And also, my girlfriend went to the hospital. I'm gonna get it if it comes to it.
You have a higher risk.
I probably already have it. I probably already have had it, and I'm not trying to spread it willfully, but these people are going out. I saw somebody bring 6 children to Lowe's, all under the age of 9.
Yeah.
All of them probably 9 months. The youngest one's a fucking newborn, and they're touching their faces. They have masks on, but they're rubbing them, lifting them up, and it's just, I'm like, nobody's trying not to get sick. And people who are not trying kind of deserve it, not in a deserve it way, but
Yeah.
if it happens, you can't feel bad for them anymore. And I guess really I'm just trying to justify me not wearing a mask, but it's a very good argument for not me not wearing a mask.
No, and listen, I don't think you need to argue not wearing a mask because you are taking actual precautions. You take it seriously. If you were like,
everything gets
coronavirus-
sanitized every day.
the virus is bullshit, I don't need to wear a fucking mask, fuck you, I'll go right in your face and cough, like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Having the knowledge and awareness to social distance, because listen, here's the facts. Tyler brought it up. He said, I'm not wearing a mask because if I wear a mask, my wife at work doesn't get to wear a mask because I'm taking one from her job essentially. And then that hit me. I was like,
Respect.
yeah, that's a way to look at it too, man. It's like you
And
have to
healthcare
consider
workers,
that.
that repeat exposure means that if they get it, it's way worse because they just have
Absolutely.
so many healthy COVID that didn't develop in their body. They came from outside. They got different varieties, even probably. I mean, I'm not a
Paprika
fucking-
of COVID.
Yeah, it's like, you know, they mutate and it changes, and it very well could mutate and all of a sudden start killing us, you know, 30s and 20s people off. But I'm not worried about it. And anyone who's not worried about it, it's like, okay. It's like when I go to the store, I notice if I have a mask on, people treat me like I'm not there. When I go in, no gloves, no mask, old people back up out of my way when I'm coming down an aisle. You know, scoot to the right. I hold my breath and I don't touch shit at the store. If I touch it, I buy it. That's my rule.
Same. That's a great rule to have. Touch it, buy
Yeah,
it,
that's a
no
good rule.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So it really, me being obviously like a dangerous person to be around in the eyes of these people is making them safer. And so I've just kind of been like, all right, well,
Yeah.
I sent this to a group that I created with you guys, but just for the live stream. This is the mask that I'm working with. I don't know if you'll be able to.
it looks like a heart on my
I
screen.
can see it better.
I'm trying
Yeah, turn
to.
down your brightness a little.
Oh, turn the brightness down. That's
Oh,
the
nice,
trick.
I got it.
nice.
There you
Oh,
go.
there
yeah.
you go.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty
Cool.
tight.
That is
Dick
cool.
did it for me. Yeah, it's like a fucking
Yeah.
Bane mask, dude. It's awesome.
I thought you meant like literally the mask Bane wore, and I was like, I don't know if I want to buy that one. But I was like, I get one that's like badass, like that. The actual Bane mask, you wear that around Richmond, like people talk to you. You know,
How-
they're interested in what you're doing, and I can't have.
That's true.
How's everybody doing
Wait.
financially, if you don't mind me asking?
Horrible. But
Better.
that's
Yeah.
That's
We
the
got stimulated,
Yeah,
but that's
oh.
supposed to last us 10 weeks.
Oh yeah, it's bullshit
Richmond?
how much we're getting from the government. Richmond, Indiana. That's right.
Yeah, do you know something crazy? This chick that I used to work with at this photography place, her family was from Richmond, and she used to drive from here where I live there once a week, like a 4-hour drive one way. Insane, man. But I've been there, been through there a couple times because it's on the way to Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So-
Around the border. If I had just driven 5 fucking minutes further, you know what I mean? When I was house shopping, that's the Ohio's, and it's so funny. You cross the state line, and you probably know because you have. Literally, you can be out in the middle of the country and cross one of the roads that just goes across the state line, and immediately better roads, painted lines, nicer signs. You know,
Absolutely.
that have chipped off. Yeah.
Every sign that has an interstate for Ohio, it's like the Ohio state shape is the fucking interstate logo. I'm like, you guys went all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Like,
Yeah, John Kasich, you knew what you were doing, buddy.
then I had to start thinking, like, did Indiana do that shit too? And then I'm driving home, like, nope, they're fucking, nope. I shouldn't have thought about that.
Nope.
There, nope.
No. God, Ohio rules. I like Ohio. Dave Chappelle lives like, I don't know, an hour from me. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I have had
Yeah.
50-50 times in Ohio. 50-50 experience. 50-50. It's been some
like Dayton.
really good and some really bad.
I hate Dayton. I'll tell you that. I don't like Dayton at all.
Crazily enough,
Just
we
because some
drove
guy wouldn't
through.
let me on the exit.
We drove through Dayton the day of that shooting, actually.
No
We were-
shit.
Yeah,
No.
we were on tour, and that we drove through. I would say, I don't know, it was probably like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and that night is when the shooting happened. We just
was-
got home and we heard. We were like, what?
That was like what, last
fuck?
May?
Yeah, it was May
Yeah.
10th, I think, or 11th. It was May 11th.
It was the
and
11th.
12th.
I remember you because you were playing in Columbus too, right? And
Yeah, we
yeah,
played Dayton and Columbus.
yeah. I was gonna try to hook you up with a place to stay, but didn't fall through, or it fell through.
No, it totally fell through. You're like, it didn't fall
You
through.
got to stay there.
It didn't fall into place.
Listen, staying at Dick's. Listen, Dick's setup in Ohio is like mansion status, and I'm just like not ritzy enough to stay there. But it's kind of funny to stay there because I feel like a vagrant who just is stuck into this
Oh.
really nice house, you know. But like,
it's just
they
my
have a
mom's
That's how I
finished
always felt.
basement. They have a finished basement, and the finished basement not only has a giant TV section, but a pool table or a tennis ball, a ping pong ball table, two or three finished rooms. Like, it's insane. I'm like, oh my god,
full
like,
bar,
yeah.
What the hell?
wine
Yeah.
rack.
Damn.
Is your vacation home, Dick?
It's a
What's
wine
going
cell.
on
It's my
there?
mom's place.
I'm interested.
Definitely a tricky place to get your smirk on, if you know what I'm saying.
Dude, there was a time in my life where my mom had a ridiculous house that we had never lived in anything even close. Of course, she waited till I graduated to move in, so it was really, really awesome. That was the weirdest thing to me because growing up, I always had like the lower middle class upbringing. You know, sometimes we cross below the poverty line, sometimes we're above it. Just depends on how the economy's doing, yada yada yada. But right after I graduated, my mom moved into this fucking like $800,000 goddamn house, and had a guest house and all that shit. And I don't know. When did your mom move into this place in Ohio you're talking about?
Oh.
Did it piss you off if it was it after you graduated? You didn't
Oh
move
yeah,
in?
yeah. No,
Oh my god.
I didn't. Let's see. She moved there in 2012. I didn't go. Okay, I didn't go there till later that year. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was much longer after that, but I guess it was a couple
It's like,
months.
Mom, how could you move into a place like this after I'm gone? You realize what this would have done for my game in high school? To be able to- if this is the place God damn it, Mom.
It's a pretty sweet place. Like I love going there. They have a pool. They have a pool now, and I could just hang out in the basement all day if I wanted to. I mean, it's a pretty tight basement.
Bro.
I mean, it's got.
That's where I
I gotta
watched Linder. I watched NXT take over the night before WrestleMania when Adam Cole won the North American title in that crazy ladder match in that basement. So
Oh shit, really?
yeah, it was awesome. I was like, I had the
Nice.
fucking.
I was
laptop
so
all
bummed
hooked up to
about that.
TV and
I was so bummed about that because like we went to your show that night at the Treehouse, which was super shady place.
out show that was insane.
Yeah, and then so we were like, well, we're really tired. We're gonna head back, and you guys were waiting until you got paid, obviously. So we're
Gotta
like,
get that cheddar cheese for your
and-
trouble.
I think we tried waiting up.
Damn right.
We just didn't feel like staying there. And I think we tried waiting up, but we're like, nah, let's go to bed. So I feel bad because we didn't really get to hang out, especially like just chilling at the house. But yeah, and then you guys left like
What,
super
Dick?
early in the morning.
Yeah, what Dick means to say is he wanted a blowjob more than he wanted to hang out with me. I get it. It's cool.
That
Whatever.
didn't happen.
Like,
That didn't happen.
Sure.
And no one can ever
Not
be
that
mad
night,
about
at
that,
least.
You know,
no,
I
you
don't know
can't
when you
even
guys
be
got-
mad. You're just
yeah.
like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, man.
I could have a
Get
chance
it.
to meet
Alright.
Obama, and I'd probably choose to get my dick. You know,
See,
Obama's
there's
a
only
cool
like
fella.
maybe there's
You
like
know,
maybe that's a great question. There are 3 people that I would put above the like if I had the BJ on the table. If I could meet Snoop Dogg, Seth Rogen, or Kevin Smith, I
Just
would
because you
not
get
my
smoked
dick
out
sucked
like
in favor.
crazy.
That is one of many reasons, but
Oh,
like, yeah.
I thought you meant Kevin James. Kevin
No,
Smith.
yeah.
I thought you meant Kevin James. I was
Aw.
like, real
We're
Kevin
gonna-
James fan we got here.
Biggity bam, we're gonna stop Kevin James from making a movie about us.
I think I want
Nice.
to meet. Damn, there's so few celebrities that I'm like, I want to risk meeting them and shattering the illusion of them being cool. You know what I mean? Like, don't meet your heroes kind of thing. Like, I don't want to meet Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan a lot, and I don't want to meet him because of that. I think
Yeah.
he's probably a cool guy, but he gets approached by so many fans. He probably just
Risky
misses me in my
business, yeah.
feelings.
Like, okay, I get it. You're a fan of my show. Haha, whatever.
Doug Stanhope. Doug
Okay, cool.
Stanhope. I'd pay money. I would skip a blowjob to hang out with Doug Stanhope. Just be in the room while that guy's partying. You know, that guy's dope.
There's someone that I really want to meet, but at the same time, I don't want to meet them because, like, I'm aware of how big of an asshole they are, or I feel like I wouldn't be able to stand up to their assholishness, you know, and just hang.
Mhm.
But so I'm just like, I'll just let you live off an internet ambiguity.
I've been lucky and met a lot of my heroes, man.
Wait, who is
and
it?
Huh?
oh,
Who is it?
His name's
you never even said who.
his name's Ryan Bruce.
Yeah.
His name's Fluff. He goes by Fluff on YouTube. He's
Oh,
he was in a
okay.
band with
Before
Jared
you try out for
Dines
this
and
one.
all that stuff. I love his channel. He's really insightful on a bunch of gear. His channel is called Riffs, Beards, and Gear, and I just feel like I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be cool enough in terms of like I'd be too starstruck to really hang.
Truck is such an interesting concept. Like I was saying earlier, being fortunate enough to my heroes, like that happening changes your perspective, and I think that the more it happens, the more you're just like, if you really genuinely go into that situation with like I don't give a fuck, you're a person too, and we're just gonna chat. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter
and that needs
what
to be
happens.
Right.
Like there's a way people and I've been at a thing and been starstruck. 2006 Trivium, I had no idea what
Yeah.
to say to those guys. I was fucking lost.
Same
just
in
like, oh
2000,
my God.
2016 when I met them.
So 10 years difference, but like I understand. But then like now I've fucking met Glenn Danzig, and it's just like, yep, it was cool. He was a great dude. That's the story. There's not. It was. I was. I wasn't lost in it or anything. It was just a suck the moment in because I could get hit by a bus tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dave,
met Doyle.
you're a big horror movie fan. You said.
I am, yeah.
My aunt gets to hang out with all these horror movie people. Like she goes to
Horror Hound?
Days of the Dead and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And so she gets. Man, I would really be better off. I guess this is something I should show you in the future. But sometime, ask me about showing you the people she gets to hang out with, because she gets to hang out with like big horror movie stars. Like the guy who played what the fuck is it? That guy you say his name in the mirror. Candyman?
Oh, Candyman.
Oh, Tony Todd.
No. The guy who you say his name in the mirror 5 times. He kills
Yeah,
you.
Candyman.
Candyman. Yeah,
Candyman.
she that guy.
played by
that
Tony
Candyman.
Todd.
Tony
Yeah,
Todd.
they, okay, yeah.
That's awesome.
Didn't he just pass away, or is he
No.
making another Candyman?
He was just the voice for Zoom in The Flash
Really?
season
So-
2. Yes,
Really?
correct.
I didn't know
Nice.
that.
I did not know that. That's really awesome.
You know
That is-
the guy who played Uncle Otis for The Devil's Rejects.
Sid
Otis.
Haig, right?
Oh,
He
wow.
Yeah,
got-
yeah, he died.
Clown makeup. Yeah, they were friends with him too. They hung out with him too. I gotta tell you
Oh,
about
Sid,
something, Dave. I
nice.
think you'd care. I'm into horror movies too. We gotta talk about this sometime. Podcast worthy.
Yeah, I was going to do it, definitely.
I mean, that could be a D-list episode.
Yeah, I
just
love horror movies.
just going back and forth, talking. I feel like D-list might have like a set way of doing things, but every so often deviate. I mean, we've done it on Brews with Dudes. We've done episodes of Brews with Dudes where we didn't drink at all.
My strength as a
true.
guest is I have
I'm down
no
for
idea
it.
how anything's supposed to work, so I just jump right in and improvise.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be, Jack.
Best way,
That's the
yeah.
best way to guest on a show is just to
Yeah.
do it,
America.
just to be in the mo.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and bring this to a close. Are you guys ready?
We're closing it out.
We're
Sure.
closing it out.
Feels like we just started.
I
Wow.
I know. I'm just ready to eat.
Me too. Man, I have to eat for this.
Fucking.
No, it's getting that time. We're at an hour and a half. It's
Where am I at in our friendship, Dick?
closing
First you
time.
chose a blowjob with me, and now you're choosing food over hanging out with me. Like,
I never
Just to,
chose a
like,
blowjob
blow me
over you.
out.
I never
the
chose a
pl- I know,
blowjob
I'm
over you.
he had to say that on a podcast. Like that's great for some other time when I can just take that clip and just have you saying that.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it to a close. So, Jack, thank you for being here. Over the
Always
internet.
happy. Always fun. Always a good time. Love it.
Nate, it's always a blast having you
Good
on here. Dave,
Thank you for having me back. It was awesome to officially meet Jack because this is like our first time we're talking.
I
for
know.
real, so that was cool.
he was asking me
Yeah,
about
talk
you.
a friend that. Yeah. I was actually like, not to go off on a tangent here. I was like, that Nate guy. Talk about somebody that I like a lot, and I was like, never actually talked to. But I was like, I can tell he agrees with most of the shit I say. That's a huge bonus. We got a similar sense of humor. More time with Nate needed. I'm gonna get to know those guys.
Yes, dude. I'm a huge fan. You're one of my favorite people now. So huge win. Thanks for
Cool.
booking this, Nick.
Cool.
And Dave,
You guys rule.
had a lot of great conversation with you today.
What?
It was a good time with you today. Glad we got to talk.
It was a great time with you.
I know we had a great text
My hair is
conversation.
kind of fucking up right now.
Earlier I texted him. I'm like, "Hi,
Okay.
Dave." Mid show.
Good show.
That's hilarious.
But all right,
I
guys.
don't want to talk over people. Try not to.
Yeah, it's all good. But thank you guys for being here again, and thanks for all who watch. Thanks to all for all who listen. If you guys, do you guys have anything you want to plug, Dave?
I want to plug the D list.
Yeah.
Show you can check out. I also want to plug yesterday's chips because yesterday's chips may be coming back.
Hell yeah! I need some chips in my life again.
Always eating yesterday's chips.
Damn right. Fuck yeah.
Dude, I jammed the compilation, the Pizza Party 2 compilation, because I was fortunate enough to do the art for that, like, and do
Yeah.
the whole like design of the layout and whatever. Like, I listened to that during quarantine more than a lot of CDs that I have in my collection, because it's one of the CDs I actually have with me right now. So I'm a bigger Chips fan now than I ever was. Mobile Jack, this is fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. I gotta make sure I don't expose anything illegal in the background.
Jack, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, that's why I'm going mobile right now.
Oh.
I don't know if this is allowed on the podcast, but I just want to point out Lay's Flamin' Hot Dill Pickle Chips. This is the best damn chips I have tried. And you guys started talking about chips. Didn't know
Hey,
what you meant. but I was
Careful,
like, hey, I
they
got
just
some
they
chips
just
I
caught COVID in the Frankfurt Frito-Lay. So
Yeah, my mom works there, so.
my dad does.
Well, cool.
Yeah, he's a
They'll get the
core.
same kind.
Oh yeah. Nate, I know you got plugs.
Well, that's a matter of subjection. Again, this is not Naughty Phillips hour.
Naughty Phillips.
Motherfucker. Okay, so back to it.
New podcast.
Check
name.
out. Yeah, Naughty Phillips hour. Check out Journey. I'm gonna make a shirt, dude. It's coming. I can't wait to show it to you. It's
Fuck
already
yeah.
in my head.
Fuck
Sign
yeah.
me up.
Anyways,
Sign-
check out the Journey into Comics network at journeyintocomics.com. Get us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, Spotify, Castbox, TuneIn, and many others. Just search Journey into Comics network. Get our one feed together. We are a community of people doing things. Dick is pantomiming
Sure
me.
are.
Le fuck you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
And yeah, listen to all of our shit. You can get some shows on YouTube. We have some new stuff coming up, new content. I just launched a new podcast called Jack will be very interested. His ears will perk up to do Canna Culture. It's a podcast that's educational about weed, or an educational podcast about weed. Let me say that right.
Ooh,
Actually,
yeah.
about cannabis. To be fair,
Much
I just
needed
figured.
podcast right now, honestly.
Well, in the world, there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of learning, because there is so much new stuff, new technology, always constant things changing. So I thought, why not do this venture? I admit to these dudes that are on the show with us that I was launching a new podcast that was going to have that as the base. So we will see how far and how long it goes. A lot of new shows on the docket to hopefully be launching soon, and always looking for new people to bring on board for sure. So that's all I have as far as plugs, Dick. I'm gonna pass it over to you.
Hell yeah. For those listening, if you haven't already, please head over to the Podcastrophe YouTube channel. We're becoming a lot more active on that. I'm doing 30% reviews, along with doing the actual podcast live and not live. I think this was actually streamed. I forgot to turn streaming off for YouTube this time, but for the future, we are just throwing the episode up on YouTube instead of streaming it, because I don't really have an audience there yet, so what's the point? But yeah, so head over there, hit subscribe, check out some videos, throw a thumbs up on those like buttons. I've mostly been reviewing like beard oil and shit,
Like and
so
subscribe.
like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, as the YouTubers say.
Comment below, dudes.
Yeah.
Smash that motherfucking like button.
I actually, so while I'm talking about that, one of the big YouTubers that I follow, he's not a big YouTuber, but he in the beard world,
He's tiny. He's tiny.
he's tiny in terms
He's
of
a little
YouTube,
guy.
but in the beard world, he's huge. His name's Dan C. Bearded. He actually commented on one of my videos, my most recent one. He's like, "Hey, I enjoyed the breakdown, brother." I'm like,
Nice.
I'm like, oh my god. No,
Nick's over there looking like Randy Marsh when they got internet back in South Park.
nah, it,
It's ghosts.
okay.
Ectoplasm, Sharon.
Oh my god.
Was it
One day I would love to explore with you guys on how podcasting has caused the beard business, or the business of making beards look nice, to take off, because now it's just everyday Joes that can grow a beard. And then we got on camera, we started seeing what our beards look like. We were like, oh, I gotta start combing the sag, I get some beard oil, like.
Hey, if
I'm
anybody
telling
needs
you,
beard oil or beard
90%.
product recommendations, hit me up. I got plenty.
Dude, definitely told me I was an idiot.
I
for
have-
using hair oil.
I have beard oil that smells like Sprite. I have beard oil that smells like Skittles. It's
That's
delicious.
weird.
It's so good. Oh, it's so.
Why?
It's so. I don't know. It's just. It's nice.
I know why. Because Dick works out all the time because he's obsessed with his body and he wants to look nice. So he's like, I can't be a fat ass and actually have Sprite and Skittles, so I'm gonna.
I haven't
just
worked
smell it
out
all
in
the
3
time."
months now.
That makes sense.
Wow, does that hurt? Is that like hard for you?
It
actually?
is. It's mostly due to my shoulder and my gym's closed, but my shoulders hurt. I think I tried working out a little bit
Stop
here.
jerking off so much.
I haven't done that.
Jerking off
Not
too much.
But no, it's mostly been because my shoulder. I hurt my shoulder, but I've actually managed to lose weight while on quarantine just because I don't have my regular eating schedule. So I'm mostly fasting.
Ah, the Henry Rollins diet. I love it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
eat dinner,
yeah.
I sleep, and then I don't eat again until like 12 or 1 the next day. So
That's how I am, bro. That's literally been my mode for like 2 years now, is eating in that intermittent fasting style, and it's kind of, honestly, it's better. You find a nice regulation. You know, I don't have a fucking 6-pack, and I'm not the fucking sexiest motherfucker on earth, but I feel good.
there you go.
Yeah,
I've also just been drinking a shit ton of
basically
water.
Super forgiving over that. They don't really care much about it.
Totally.
I feel so much better just being a little bit rounder and just kind of like having more of a chillax attitude on it than I ever did when I was in shape.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't have to really worry. I found my
When I work out, I just do it because I like it. I don't really care.
I'm about to start working out,
outcome-wise.
though, so
Outcome, I don't really
out of
care.
boredom.
But
Hey
I
guys,
should
I have
work
to jump
out,
off
but,
here
like,
abruptly because I
pizza's
can't
good.
hold my urine anymore.
but then you wouldn't be too fat to be punk anymore.
Pizza and
Exactly.
tacos.
That's why I don't work out.
Jack.
He totally just accidentally hit the hung up button. I bet you $100, dude. He's gonna be like,
He said he
shit,
had
I
to
was
pee.
doing a thing. and-
Oh,
he had
man.
to pee.
That's what you just said. You had to pee.
Oh, so he didn't want to miss the podcast. That's awesome. I love it. He's like, I'm gonna be a conscientious podcaster and not piss live on the show. I gotta think about this.
That's good.
Dick,
That's
how
good.
he was getting ready, he was just like, oh, no, I shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea.
I should do it.
Now the question is, do we
No.
do to him what you guys did to me?
No, because he's a cool.
Oh wow, wow.
I mean, no
Oh.
offense,
wow.
but like, it's funny to rib you because you're like
It
little
is.
bro.
It is.
You know,
I agree.
it's harder to rib Jack because he's a new guy to me. So I gotta be like, oh, gentle and walk around on eggshells. If I do this, he'll be like, did they fucking hate me? Oh God.
That's my life every day.
Nobody, listen to me. Time out. I'm gonna be a life coach for a second. Dave
Oh,
Linder.
Jesus.
Dave Linder.
David Linder.
Yes, Nate.
There is no human person who is not a psychopath, a sociopath, or a manipulative nut job who could not like you as a person. You are a gentle, kind,
Nate.
sweet individual who literally, if right now I was like, hey Dave, for some reason I really like your shirt, will you mail it to me? You fucking would. Like, I don't want your
That's
shirt,
true. True.
but you
It's
genuinely
really
would be
made for
like,
you.
yeah, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. And I love that shirt, but it just the guy you are, and you gotta let the stupid fake fucking NPC people not harsh your vibe in the nicest way to say that, because at the end of the day, you are a sweet person, and at the end of the day, the fucking other people don't matter. So just keep doing you, bro, and the world will be giving back to you. That's what I've learned in my fucking journey is you not let other people harsh your shine.
I don't
As it
think
were.
Jack's
That's some good
coming
advice,
back.
man.
I don't think Jack's coming back.
He said something about having to hop off because he had to pee so bad.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and shut it down then. I was waiting to shut it down for him to come back, but I guess not. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for
We're gonna
guesting.
do to him what we did to you.
Thank you guys.
Did you hear what I said at all, or?
Roughly.
Okay, I just said I guess technically we are doing to him what we did to you. 'Cause we're
Yeah.
not coming back.
Except he's blatantly not coming back. I just left to go pee. I did leave to go pee, but I was abandoned for briefly.
Sorry.
Shame.
We love you. It created a great second half of a show.
It really did. That was.
Show.
I mean, I rewatched that. It's so hard to listen to. I'm watching you and Brandon. You're just like,
You're 7 minutes.
and I'm just rambling. I am just rambling.
Dude, I was dying. It's so funny.
You
to
and
me.
Brandon are both like,
To relive it. Just like I wonder how he realizes he's talking this long.
and I looked. Here's me. I'm just like jolly and lively and happy, and you guys are
Which
just
is
like,
great. We're
you,
just
you
like,
guys are
It
just
should be.
quietly waiting for me to stop talking so you can talk, and I'm just like, and I'm just keep going, and oh wow. Anyway, so this has been Podcastrophe, episode 133. Naughty. What was that supposed to be again?
What?
What was the episode title?
the Naughty Nate hour or something.
Naughty Nate. I feel like it was
Naughty
Naughty
Phillips.
something.
Oh, Naughty Phillips.
Naughty
hour.
Phillips. All right, Naughty Phillips.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
2 L's,
Thank you
you
guys for
motherfucker.
watching. All right. And please make every day a big dick
A big
day.
day.
Bye, guys.